Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your weekend is off to a fabulous start. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I get to share with you a project with a little mini release over at Newton's Nook Designs. This is Newton's Cupcake. Newton's Cupcake has a coordinating die set, and then there's a brand new stencil set. This is a layering stencil set. It's three stencils in here, and it's called Cupcakes, and I think you guys are going to fall in love with this. All of these items are, again, a mini release, and the mini releases to celebrate Newton's Nook Designs' 8th birthday. So they're having a birthday celebration, a birthday sale actually. So you guys get the present for Newton's Nook Designs' birthday. I'll list the shop down below if you want to head over there and check out the sale, and also check out these brand new items because I think you're going to really fall in love with them. We are going to do some stamping and create a birthday card for Newton's Nook Designs. So I brought in my Misty and some alcohol marker cardstock, and we're going to stamp Newton with a cupcake. And then there's some sprinkles in here, but we're gonna, and this cherry, we're gonna stamp the cherry. And there's some fun sentiments, not just for birthday, but for just because cards too in this cute little stamp set. I think it's a 4x4 stamp set, guys. We're inking up Newton with alcohol marker friendly ink, and then after we have our image inked up, I'm going to take that little cherry, put it on an acrylic block, and stamp that a few more times. I think we're going to add a little sweetness to the bottom of the cupcake. I like to do that. So we'll just ink this up, and I got a little heavy-handed, so we're going to stamp it a few more times here. That one didn't stamp too good. This is why we have the Misty, right? So I only need 3 cherries, guys. So I'm going to zoom in, play a little bit of music while I color this cute little guy, and then when we're done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring's all done. Now you did see midway I stamped Newton one more time, and I thought the frosting was too dark. So I went in with some lighter colors, and I thought that worked out perfectly because I want to actually layer the frosting on top of my existing stamped cupcake, and it's going to give a lot of dimension. Now I didn't color in his paws, but we're going to color in his paws the same colors that I used for the image that I just put the die on, and then we'll fussy cut to the line and add a little layering to Newton. You'll see here what I mean in a minute. I'm just going to tape down the coordinating dies and run these through my die cutting machine, and then I'll use my scissors and fussy cut out the frosting along with the paws. You want to do the paws too. I should have colored them and it was hindsight. So we're going to finish cutting these, and so we have our little frosting piece. Cutting to the line is just going to make it a little bit more 3D. Now my fussy cutting is not top notch, so to make it look a little better, I'm using my Memento marker and going around the edges. What this does is it darkens any of the white areas that you missed during the cutting. You want to cut to the black line, but sometimes we miss the line, so the marker is going to really help it and give it a clean look. So there is my frosting with the paws. It looks kind of funny, but I'm going to bring in a piece of foam tape, add it to my full cupcake. We're going to layer our frosting right on top over our darker colored frosting. And I think it was a nice happy mistake. I love the way this turned out, but you can see how 3D it looks. Isn't he so cute? The camera, it looks like my frosting's a red, pretty close to the cherries, but it's actually a fuchsia. It's actually a pretty pink. Okay, we're going to make a slimline card today, so I have some cardstock here, and I'm bringing in my slimline die set. This is the Nook Design Slimline Frames and Portholes die set. Now it has the porthole piece, and then it has the scalloped frame. If you layer both of them together, you create a frame and the porthole. So we're going to do that on one piece of cardstock, and then just use the scalloped piece for another. And we're not going to use the porthole piece. It kind of looks like a stoplight. Actually, that'd be really cute, guys, using that porthole piece for a stoplight. Okay. Next, we're going to take the frame, and it's going to go layered on top of our scallop frame. So our background piece is where we're going to do our stenciling. We're going to bring in the stencil, and the nice thing about the stencil, guys, I find it easier if you were to layer it from corner to corner. But we're going to put layer number 1. Each of these stencils are numbered, which makes it fabulous. In the bottom right corner, there is a number. So this is number 1, and you're going to use your inks to whatever color you like. I'm using Distress Oxide inks. This is Vintage Photo, and it'll color in a few of the cupcake tops and also the cupcake liner, giving it some stripes. So I'm just going to go over this. Now this is a 6x6 stencil, but the way that the pattern is, it makes it so easy to continually layer it. So if you wanted to do a 12x12 scrapbook page with this stencil, it would flow beautifully. I was going to mark it off with my pencil at the very end, but I don't have to do that. The stencil has also some etched detail in there, some engraved detail that you line up the cupcake liners with. On the cupcake stencil number 2, what I'm adding now, there is etched detail on the with the liner, so it's kind of see-through. You can see here, just line it up with your etched detail, and it's perfectly lined up. I don't understand. Sometimes layering stencils are difficult because you have to twist and turn, and these you don't have to do that. You can even go corner to corner and line up beautifully. I'm coloring my frosting in with some more Distress Oxide ink. This is Picked Raspberry. We'll go over here and add some pink frosting. Today's card's kind of going to be monochromatic, I would say. Kind of, sort of, with just 2 colors, browns and pinks. But zoom in a little bit so you can see better, but isn't that so fun? I love how there's chocolate frosting with the pink frosting. And then your layer number 3 is your toppings. So you can add sprinkles and cherries. It's so fun. Easy to do too. I'm bringing in my candied apple, and I think it might be a little bit too light to go over my picked raspberry. I'm going to try it and see what this does. I might have to bring in aged mahogany just to make those cherries stand out. We'll see what this does. I'm going to take a little peek here without removing the entire stencil. And I think it's just a little too light. So we'll clean off the stencil and bring in aged mahogany and do the same thing to color in our little sprinkles and our cherries. And aged mahogany is a better color. It kind of blended a little bit with vintage photo. So, but I still love the outcome. But you could, sky's the limit with the frostings, guys. Lemon, I was gonna say lemon. That's the cupcake lady in me. But you could do yellows, pinks, blues. I think sky is the limit with your cupcakes. So fun. So let's reveal our toppings with our little polka dots and our cherries. Isn't that so neat? So that is your 3 stencils. Now to continue to make your background for your slimline card, it's very easy. Just line up those etched details again. Now on this piece, the frosting has the etched or the engraved detail, so you would line up the frostings with your existing frostings, and it makes a continuous pattern. Very easy peasy to line up, guys. After I add my cupcake liners, we'll remove this, add layer number 2, and just continue the process. I gotta clean it off here so I don't make a mess. But line it up. I'm lining it up over my cupcake liner here. And then we'll use our picked raspberry and just continue it. So fun. I think that looks good. You could even use spun sugar and then use your candied apple for your toppings, which makes it nice. Sometimes it's easier to wipe your stencil when it's on your background. We're almost done. We just got to add a few of our toppings for the bottom portion. Line it up and bring in our aged mahogany, and then we have a full background. Now it looks kind of off-centered because I lined up the stencil all the way to the left here. You could really put the stencil anywhere and line it up with your etched detail that's on here, but I thought it would be easier to line it up on the left edge. But we're going to cover the edges of our background with our frame, so I wasn't too concerned about it being off-centered. But there is a full background, evenly spaced, and good to go. I don't know about you guys, but cupcakes just make me happy. Okay, after we have that done, I kind of have my frame, and we are going to use the porthole circles, the 3 of them. I'm going to take one of them and stamp, it's a birthday card, so we're going to stamp Happy Birthday to Mew. And I haven't secured anything down yet, but I did pop up my frame with some foam adhesive, so that's good to go. We're going to stamp this right in the center. This piece is going to go on the very top, and then we'll add the cherries to the bottom circle, and we're just going to add some foam scar behind here. And I think we're going to bring in our little, we'll remove the release paper off of our frame, add that. Now I already added my background to my card base, guys. My slimline card bases measure 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. But I know there's a whole bunch of different sizes. You guys just use your preference. The slimline frames and portholes like that will work basically with any slimline card. Now I'm bringing in my stop sign piece, and we're going to use that as a spacer. This way we can get them evenly spaced. I'm going to add my sentiment to the top, my circle to the bottom, and then I'm going to actually tack down Newton lightly to our middle piece, and this way we can position him. And when I'm happy with the placement, we'll just press down really good. And I did add 3 cherries to the bottom, you can see there. Okay, finishing touches. I'm going to add some gems. There is a sprinkle stamp in the stamp set, but I wanted to add some sparkle, so we're using some clear gems. But that is my birthday card for Newton Slick Designs. I encourage you guys to check out the sale. It's linked down below. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.